yesterday was the NFL Combine. And the NFL Combine is supposed to be an accurate representation of how fast, agile, and strong these competitors are.
Doesn't always correlate, though.
What?
Doesn't always correlate to NFL talent.
Well, that's true. That is true. But it's supposed to accurately represent what they could do on the field. Whether they could do it in-game or not, what they could actually do. And yesterday, that didn't happen.
Oh, wait. What do you mean?
There were two receivers, one from Baylor, Tyquan Thornton, and one from Ohio State,
Thornton
Chris
broke the
Olive.
record.
Well,
Unofficially.
He thought.
Turns out he wasn't even close.
So Thornton's time, which would have broken the record of John Ross, was a 4.21. Unofficial time.
You can't sheesh that because it was a lie.
Chris Olive's was an unofficial 4.26.
Wow.
Good times.
That's fast.
Good times that'll help them in their careers. Well, what if I told you some of these aren't even close, man? So Tyquan Thornton actually ran a 4.28, which unfortunately does not break the record. I'm sure he's very disappointed thinking he might have broken the world record. And then Chris Olive was a 4.39.
Yeah, that's like
4.26 to a 4.39.
Yeah, they got somebody's grandpa doing that.
So what do they use at the
stopwatch.
Combine? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do they use a stopwatch or they have some technology that once your leg hits that threshold is it
No, I'm pretty sure, well, at least from what I remember, they have two people and they both do a stopwatch at the same time and they average them together.
Stopwatches?
It's just unofficial.
Why use stopwatches?
So people know right away.
Doug, there's technology these days where once your leg hits that threshold, the time should just stop.
Yeah, but also it's the NFL who still uses 2 chains to measure a first down.
Yeah, that's also true.
Too.
What if their head was the first one to make it past the line though, and it wasn't their leg?
I think that's fine.
It should be like
their whole body.
The Olympics and the swimming thing, like once you hit the wall, the time just stops.
They have sensors.
So your foot, as soon as your foot hits the end, it stops. The time stops.
It's your furthest body part past the line though. It doesn't have to be your foot. It doesn't have to be your leg.
It would still be more accurate than what the heck they're doing now.
So what if he reached out faster time?
That would be a cheat code. Actually, I feel like that's fair game. I'm pretty sure. Is that fair game?
Or do they do it when their full body goes through?
It might be their head. Cause you know how like whenever they're running, like especially track and field, they like they sprint forward.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe it's their. I don't know. It's a good question.
Say, man.
Either way, there's better ways to do this unofficial time BS.
Hey, dude, all I gotta say, I said it as soon as that one time came, I was like, "That's unofficial. That's gonna be off."
Yeah,
it was off.
It was. So John Ross still has the record, which is a 4.22. So he would have beat him by 0.01.
That's insane.
Look for John Ross is at and how good he turned out to be in the NFL.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Dang it, I lost the one. Okay, no, I didn't. So they're saying this is the fastest draft class of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is weird because like coming into it, a lot of people there was no expectation because I listened to it that like nobody thought anybody was even gonna. A lot of people didn't think anybody was gonna run under a 4.3.
They say that
like
before the unofficial or after the official came out.
That's before anybody even ran. Like there wasn't anybody that anybody thought had any chance to do good whatsoever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, both of these receivers are gonna definitely shoot up on the draft boards now just because of their speed alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there was 9 other times of people running under a 4.4, which is pretty crazy. And then the 10th fastest guy was a 4.41, Sky Moore. There's a lot of
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Dang.
But with this much speed, so say a guy that has like, who was it? Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah.
Runs a 4.28.
Yeah.
Okay, like sure, that's not going to do anything but boost his status up, his draft stock. But what about like
Chris Olive that got pushed down? Do you think
that? Where's Chris Olive even at? He's ninth.
Ninth
now.
Ninth.
He goes from 2 to 9.
Yeah.
Because Vilas Jones had a 4.31.
I would be mad if I was him, man.
Right.
That sucks. that really.
But
sucks.
That's why,
at the end of the day, like
unofficial time, just wait.
Because people want to know right away.
Yeah,
because
then you just get disappointed.
So here's the thing. When John Ross ran his 40 time, right away they were like, oh, he broke the record. So what was his unofficial time? Or was that the official time right there and then?
I mean, we got to just be real for a second. Like, if they're going to be doing this human error thing, like, it happens. Like, I wouldn't even necessarily say it's on the guys with the stopwatch. Now, that one with Chris Olive is terrible.
So, like, that's the thing. This guy runs a 4.21 unofficial, and everyone's like, oh, my gosh, he just broke the record.
Because there's that chance, that opportunity. A lot of people buy into it that they don't really understand.
But John Ross, when he ran his, they were like, he just broke the record. Like as soon as he crossed, he ran himself into an injury.
Because they've seen the unofficial time, and I feel like. Well, like
what was his unofficial time?
I don't know.
That's the thing. What was his unofficial?
There's no way his unofficial was 4.22, and then the official was 4.22. How do you get that exact? And then they do this.
That's what I'm saying.
It may have been. I
doesn't
think
make
it
sense.
actually
Yeah,
was.
but how was that so accurate? But this one, they're off by a whole second.
Well, not a whole second.
The second guy,
No, that wasn't a whole second.
what was it? They clocked him unofficially
4.1.
His unofficial time was at 4.21.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
Or
not a whole
wait, never
second.
mind. No,
A
that's
whole-
not. That's not it. That's
whatever you call
That's
it,
Traquan
millisecond.
Thornton's.
I don't know.
Tyquan Thornton's.
Hey, Kenny Pickett's hands are 8.5 inches. How about that?
About the same size as my hands. Sheesh. Okay, but anyways, though.
No.
So
Yeah, his unofficial
it is.
time was a 4.22.
My hands
That's
are
crazy.
8.5.
So John Ross's was a 4.22 and 4.22 and his official was a 4.22.
University of Washington wide receiver John
think-
Ross runs a 40-yard dash with an unofficial record-breaking time of 4.22.
So I think why? Because I seen that clip. Also, we watched that clip. I feel like at the time, a lot of people thought Chris Johnson's 40 time was going to be like near impossible to break.
With 4.24, I think it was.
Right.
Before.
Because it was quite some time since whenever he ran it and then John Ross
2008.
ran it.
That was like 8 years.
I feel like that like really like nowadays it seems more common for somebody to
It is.
break that record.
The thing is, too, like, this is a more slimmed-down league now. People aren't as huge as they once were, even at the receiver position. So you could be more agile, you could be more quick because you don't have to have all that muscle on you, basically. So I
Yeah.
think that really plays into it, and we're going to see how the game evolves, and I'm sure the records will be broken, but that's what they want. I mean, they want news like this. They want us talking about it. They want people talking about it. So...
Mhm. Yeah,
And
no
it
doubt.
just sucks for the kids, it sucks for them because again,
Yeah.
he thought he broke a record. He was told, "Hey, you might have broken a record," and then it's like, "Oh, you're done." Or even Chris Olive, which he went from second, which is the second best receiver in the draft, to now
To barely
ninth
top 10.
with speed.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
speed.
look at his
yeah.
Madden speed now. It's not going to be as high.
What?
You know what I mean?
What was Tyreek Hill's 40 times? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Did he not even run?
It's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
He had to have
That's the
ran.
thing.
He
Like
had to have ran.
he is the fastest dude in the NFL. Like I
That's
wonder
what
what
he claims.
I wonder what his 40 time would be right
No,
now. I know he won't ever run one.
There's no
No,
reason for him.
There's no
to.
reason for him.
But like real quick, so like the 40-yard dash is what everybody looks forward to whenever they watch
Yeah.
the combine. Like that's number one by far and away. Let's just look back real quick on the fastest players to ever do it,
Okay.
and we'll say bust or success.
Bust.
So first one is obviously the boy we've been talking about. Bust or
John
not?
Ross?
Bust.
Jay Ross. It's a
Bust.
bust.
It's a bust.
Huge.
I mean,
bust.
how
It's
long
a
has he been
bust.
in the league?
Too
Since
long, and
2017,
he's been nothing better than a third-string wide receiver.
He was on the Bengals. Now he's on the Giants. He stinks.
fastest player ever bust.
Okay.
Was
Right
he the
now,
because
right now,
no, he was drafted in the top 10.
Did he do that flip?
no.
No.
Okay.
Right now he's a bust, but
Does that change his
Who?
status?
let's say he moves up to like a 2 or
Dude,
1.
He's been in the league for what, like 5-6 years
Yeah,
now?
I think
no,
so.
since 2017.
Okay, 5 years.
6 years. Yeah, but let's say he bumps up to he goes to a team where he's the number 2 and he ends up winning a Super Bowl.
He
Is
just
that a
went
bust?
to another. He just went to.
Okay,
a new
let's say
team.
they go to Super Bowl and win. Is he still bust?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
is he
He's
going
a
to
bust.
contribute,
He
or is he
hasn't
going to
done
sit on the bench and watch it
anything.
happen?
No, he's going to be second string and he's going to be doing good.
He's not even
gonna
a
be
third
second
string
string.
right now. He's not even
All
doing
right,
anything.
all right.
Chris
He's-
Johnson next.
Bust.
Not a bust.
I'm
that's
kidding.
that's the one
Yeah.
that definitely hit.
He's okay.
All right, I've never even heard Rondell Mendez. Never heard of him. Drafted in
Bust.
1999. Don't know. The fact I haven't heard of him doesn't really help his case.
Bust.
Up next, Steelers Phil here. Dree Archer, a 4.26
Bust.
40
Not
time
a bust.
bust. These
Huge.
are all the fastest guys. So like
It doesn't correlate. You're right.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
Jerome Mathis, drafted in 2005. Never heard of him. Marquise Goodwin at a 4.27.
Not a
that one
bust.
depends. See now, some of these really depend where they got drafted at.
Yeah.
I don't know where Goodwin was drafted.
I don't think he's a bust.
He's like a track and field guy.
He's-
I mean, he's not anything special. He's not. He's like
Oh.
a number 3 wide receiver. So if he's drafted in the 4th round, like I'm not going to say
the thing
bust.
is too, like if you can't have crisp routes, if you can't catch the ball, your speed's not going to do anything for you.
Right,
So
exactly.
that's just one puzzle piece for
Right.
a complete receiver.
And
so,
dog, if you're going to be running in a straight line every time, like that's a lot easier for cornerbacks to cover.
sure.
You know what I mean? If you're
Absolutely.
not going to, like you said, if you're not going to be doing cuts and whatnot,
Yeah.
then it's just like, oh,
Yep.
that's so predictable.
yeah, it's all about keeping the corner on their toes, not knowing what your next move is going to be. And if it's just I'm going to dart down the field, that doesn't always work. It doesn't.
Dude, this list of the top 40 times is way more busts than successes in the NFL. Like
Yeah.
Stanford Route, drafted in 2005, never heard of him. Henry Ruggs,
Bust.
Henry Ruggs.
Well, I mean,
dude, that's an interesting one because there were a lot better wide receiver prospects whenever Henry Ruggs was getting drafted, and the Raiders took them ahead of all of them.
Yeah, it's because
in
of
the top
speed.
10.
It worked out
purely. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I guess so. Huh?
Yeah.
Purely because of speed, they took him, and like a lot of people question that. Now, one guy,
he was
for
speeding.
sure. I actually can't believe Champ Bailey ran a 4.28.
Wow.
I did
Really?
not think he was that fast. I did not. Never did I think he was a speed guy. That's incredible.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. He's probably
He's a
the
big
best
guy too.
Yeah. He's
a pretty big, bulky guy. I feel.
maybe nowadays. I don't know. Yeah.
What-
I mean,
what
he
was
wasn't
it?
the smallest.
1999. Wow, that's a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Jacoby Ford bust. J.J. Nelson bust. I mean, Darius Hayward Bay. That's another one the Raiders failed on.
Yeah.
Here's the
another
thing.
first round pick.
I don't see Tyreek Hill on that list.
Yeah, no, Tyreek Hill's not. This is
wonder
all
wh-
sub 4.3 time. Or yeah, this is like 4.3 and below. So this is like
I wonder what his time was.
There's no way he didn't run the combine.
Maybe he just didn't do the combine at all.
I could ask
look it up.
Siri right now.
I can look it up.
Because like I don't think he was that great of a player in college, was he? Like I don't think he was like a name where it's like, oh, I could just skip the combine, skip everything entirely.
Yeah, I don't remember really. Like
I don't
all the
remember
hype
either.
of Tyreek Hill came after
Yeah.
he was in the NFL.
4.29 pops up immediately.
4.29.
I don't know if that was his combine one exactly.
I wonder if he maybe skipped the combine.
I don't
Like
know.
a pro day maybe.
40-yard dash, he didn't do.
Yeah. So I mean,
Huh.
pretty much. It's just
Oh, wait.
weird.
4.29, it's saying.
But was that like an official? I mean, like regardless, it's a 4.29. Like I'm looking up the official NFL combine time. So
Saying-
if he didn't do the
It
official
might not
NFL
have been at the
combine.
yeah.
It says pro day scores.
Okay.
19
So
miles
he
per
had
hour.
he had a pro day, which is a little bit different than a combine.
Okay.
Pro days are definitely
But-
favor the players a little bit more. But
yeah. But I mean, not to drag us on too much longer, but again, it's human error. It does suck. It's just I wish they wouldn't release it until, because then you get all this hype, you get all these people talking, you get the people's hopes up, and then it's like, who knows where Chris Olive could fall now because of his speed going down, 8 positions.
it's still
That
really
sucks.
fast. It's
I
still
don't know.
really
I
fast.
I don't know how much he would fall because I feel like the scouts and all of them know about what we're talking about and how none of them pan out. So I don't
mean,
know
they
how
still
much
get prioritized every
They do.
once in a while.
Yeah.
Henry
I mean, the
Ruggs was
Raiders
the
have
latest
fallen for it.
occurrence.
Well, the Raiders are
Yeah.
stupid though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a
So
lot of
I
other
mean,
stupid teams out
it
there.
it definitely increases their draft stock without a doubt.
Yeah, it does.
Raiders need a receiver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they can
And
buy
then, like-
one of these guys.
Like to play devil's advocate, DK Metcalf had an incredible combine.
Yeah.
And it boosted like the public's
Yeah.
perception of him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody really started doing research. Oh, he's not the best route
I think
runner.
he had
He's
some
too
type
raw
of
of a
shoulder
talent.
injury or something that like
Maybe.
played into it.
But they didn't buy into that one, and he had a really good overall combine.
Yeah.
Ends up getting drafted really late, and then, well, I mean, his first season or so, he was a beast.
Yeah.
'Cause he was
fell off
jacked.
a little bit last year.
Yeah.
Jacked.
For
Right.
sure. But that was the whole Russell Wilson situation with his
Right.
finger also. So
I don't know, like
yeah.
combine. Like, how much does it matter, really? Aaron Donald smashed the combine.
Look at him.
No surprise.
Look at Tom Brady in the combine. So I mean,
Yeah, running a 40-yard dash. Like, why are offensive linemen running 40-yard dashes? Why is a guy
don't
like
know.
Tom Brady
'Cause it's
running a
funny.
40-yard dash? It is funny. Dude, one dude ran, a 6.06 40
Yeah.
time.
Hey, one
Well,
day-
here's the thing. If it's an offensive lineman and they're like, let's say it is Aaron Donald, and they run like a 4 second, not 4 flat, but like under 5 seconds, 40-yard dash, that'll boost them if they're an offensive lineman and they're that
What good does
fast.
it do to be that fast if you're a lineman? You just block. Like, you're not.
If you're an
running
edge
anywhere.
rusher, it's good.
Yeah.
Get under the.
And an offensive lineman.
I mean,
why
if
would-
you're like above and beyond what all of your peers are at the same position, then like they'll probably see, okay, this guy's a lot more athletic. Maybe
Yeah.
he could do.
I
a
don't
little
see
bit
it
more,
hurting
like,
their draft stock, though.
Yeah, it would
definitely
help
doesn't
it.
hurt.
It would only
It
help.
just
So-
like
sometimes your chubby
how
comes out.
pointless is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, stay tuned and see where these guys get drafted because I'm curious about that. I really am. See
Oh,
what you guys
yeah.
do. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.